This is number 2 from Unit S, Concept 3, using power reducing formulas, and the problem is sine to the power fourth of x. So what we can first do to reduce this is we can reduce it to a squared power, in which we can separate sine fourth of x as sine squared of x, sine squared of x. And this is actually helpful because sine squared of x, it becomes one of our power reducing formulas, in which sine squared of x is going to equal 1 minus cosine parentheses 2u divided by 2. So this one would also be the same thing, 1 minus cosine 2u over 2. Alright, so right now they're still in a mode of multiplication. So what we will do here is we will FOIL the numerators. So that to that. So at the end we'll get 1 minus 2 cosine 2u plus cosine squared 2u. Alright, and since we're trying to reduce the powers to 1, to a power of 1, everything's fine until this cosine squared. So we have to reduce cosine squared to a single power. So we have to use one of our other power reducing formulas, in which cosine squared will equal 1 plus cosine 2u over 2. But first we want to make 2u m. So m is going to equal 2 of u. So when we plug this into this formula, it will basically be 2u times 2u. So it'll actually be 4u that'll be inside in this box. So it will be 1 plus cosine 4 of u over 2. And we plug this back where this used to be. So we'll get 1 minus 2 cosine 2 of u plus 1 plus cosine 4 of u over 2. Alright, and so from here, what we want to do is that we want to make this also to be a 2. So what we're going to do is multiply it 2 over 2. And so from that, so basically think about this as over 1. So multiplying this, we have to distribute the 2. So it would be 2 minus 4 cosine 2 of u plus, since now it would now be both equal denominators after distributing and multiplying, we can now add them together. So plus 1 plus cosine 4 of x, and it'll be over 2. And from this is just the numerator. When we look back onto the top of the problem, we see that we have to multiply both of them. So after foiling, we just solve the numerator. So now we just multiply the denominator straight across. So this would be all over 4. So to get rid of this 4, just to get it a simple fraction once again, we're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 4. So over 1 times 1 over 4 times 1 over 4. And you'll see that the bottom part here will cancel. So we'll get 2 minus 4 cosine 2 of u plus 1 cosine 4 of x. And it'll be all over 8. So from here, we just combine like terms. So the 2 and the 1 would combine to be 3. And we can't combine this cosine with this cosine, because even though they both have cosine, if you think about it, these are different variables. Even though they're both u, If you think about it, this is technically x, this is technically y. If it helps you paint a better picture of why we can't add them, just because even though they still have cosine, the values are not the same, so therefore we can't add them together. So it makes it seem like it has different variables attached to it. So it'll be 3 minus 4 cosine 2 of u plus cosine 4x, and it's all over 8. And since we can't simplify anything or take out anything, this will be our final answer.